Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into the world of solar PV operations, breaking down the absolute essential safety guide. Your safety on site is everything, so let's get right into the critical rules you've got to know. You look out across a solar farm, and it seems so peaceful, right? Just silent panels soaking up the sun. But make no mistake, that's a power plant, and the biggest dangers out there, they're the ones you can't even see. Working here demands your full attention all the time. All right, so if we're going to work safely, we've got to know exactly what we're up against. Let's really break down the specific risks you'll be facing out on site. Okay, if you remember one thing from this whole explainer, let it be this. Solar panels are always on. I mean it. As long as there is any light at all, even on a gloomy, overcast day, those panels are churning out dangerous DC voltage. And no, just throwing a tarp over them isn't good enough. You have to assume they are live. Always. Now, this is super important to wrap your head around, the difference between DC and AC risk. See, we're all used to the AC power that comes out of a wall socket, right? But the DC power coming straight from these panels, that's a different beast entirely. It's constant as long as the sun's up, and if something goes wrong, it can create this massive electrical arc that just won't stop. It's incredibly dangerous and tough to interrupt. So yeah, the risks you're facing on any given day, they really fall into four main buckets. First, obviously, you've got the big electrical hazards, but don't forget the mechanical stuff, lifting, moving parts, even just using hand tools. Then there's the risk of falls when you're working up high. And finally, the environment itself can get you. We're talking surfaces hot enough to cook on, up to 80 degrees Celsius, crazy weather, and even the local wildlife. Okay, so with all that said, how in the world do you manage all these different risks? Well, it actually boils down to a really simple but super powerful three-step approach. You need to apply this to every single thing you do. And this is way more than just some checklist you tick off, you know? It's a mindset that has to become second nature. Identify, mitigate, communicate. Before you even think about starting a task, you're asking, what could go wrong here? How are we going to stop it from happening? And does everyone on my team know the plan? Getting this on autopilot is what keeps everyone safe. Right. So you've got the mindset down. Now you need the gear. Your personal protective equipment, or PPE, is your first physical line of defense out there. And let me be clear, on a solar site, it is 100% non-negotiable. So this is your essential kit, your non-negotiables for solar work. We're talking arc-rated clothing and face protection, insulated gloves, safety glasses, a hard hat, and good, solid safety boots. And hey, if you're going up, that fall protection harness is a must. Seriously, don't even start a job until you've double-checked that you and your whole crew are geared up correctly. And if you've ever wondered why the gear has to be so specific, well, this is it. An arc flash. This is not just a little spark, okay? It's a full-on, violent explosion of electrical energy. We're talking intense light, extreme heat, and a pressure wave that can literally throw you across a room. That's exactly what that special arc-rated clothing and face shield are for. They're designed to resist bursting into flames and to put themselves out, giving you that crucial protection from that split-second catastrophic energy release. Okay, mindset, check, gear, check. Now we need to talk about procedure. And let's dive into one of the most critical safety procedures out there, lockout/tagout, or LOTO. This is all about making sure equipment doesn't get turned on by accident. You know, the whole point of LOTO is so simple, but it is absolutely vital. It is a physical procedure that makes it impossible for equipment to be powered on while you or someone else is working on it. It literally stops a potentially deadly mistake before it can happen. And you've got to follow the sequence. Every single time you prepare, you isolate, you put on your lock-in tag, and then comes the most important step of all. You verify. You have to physically test the equipment to prove without a doubt that it's in a zero energy state before you lay a finger on it. This is the only way to be sure it's safe. No shortcuts, ever. All right, you also have to be a bit of a detective out there on site. Your eyes, your nose, your ears, they're some of your most important safety tools. If you see, smell, or notice anything from this list, that sharp, acrid burning smell, a connector that's way too hot to touch, or water inside a combiner box, the response is always the same. Stop, work. These are giant red flags screaming immediate danger. In that moment, your only job is to stop, make the area safe, and get your supervisor on the horn, immediately. You know, we can talk about tools and procedures all day long, and they're all essential. but they only really work if they're part of something bigger. We're talking about a true safety culture, where there's a shared commitment to safety from every single person on that site. Yeah, this quote just nails it, doesn't it? Working safely is everybody's responsibility. Safety isn't just something for the safety manager to worry about. It's not just a dusty chapter in a manual. It has to be a core, non-negotiable part of your job, my job, everybody's job, every single day. So how do you actually build that culture? Well, it's through these things right here. Daily Toolbox talks about the day's hazards. Doing a proper job hazard analysis before you start work. It's about having a system where people report near misses so everyone can learn from them and prevent a real accident. Most importantly, it's about empowering every single person on that site with stop work authority. That means creating a place where anyone, and I mean anyone, can raise their hand and say, hold on, this doesn't feel right, without any fear. That is what a real safety culture looks like. All right, so we're going to leave you with this final thought. The real measure of safety isn't just what you learned here in this explainer, right? It's about what you actually do with it tomorrow on site. So take a second and really think about it. What is the single most important safety check you're going to make on your very next shift? Because that's what really matters.